Pete Hegseth. He's a real quackpot. He was plucked out of obscurity. He was a weekend news commentator on Fox. Now he just scolds the fake news and says they have no respect for the military, all because they're trying to get the story right.
Because you cheer against Trump so hard, it's like in your DNA and in your blood to cheer against Trump. You have to cheer against the efficacy of these strikes.
By the way, journalists are not meant to be cheerleaders. They're meant to ask tough questions to get to the truth. You've got the press secretary who's essentially propaganda for the president, and then you have journalists trying to pick that apart and get to the truth for the American people.
You have to hope maybe they weren't effective. Maybe the way the Trump administration has represented them isn't true. So let's take half-truths, spun information, leaked information, and then spin it. Spin it in every way we can. How many stories have been written about how hard it is to, I don't know, fly a plane for 36 hours?
Yes, I would like an investigative report on which diapers they use as they're flying these planes. Do they have a catheter? Are they listening to the Rush Hour podcast? I would love an investigative story. But how bizarre for him to scold the media. Could you imagine any other administration seeing this?
There are so many aspects of what our brave men and women did that because of the hatred of this press corps are undermined because people are trying to leak and spin that it wasn't successful. It's irresponsible.
And by the way, the leak came from his intelligence, right? The intelligence is who leaked the fact that it wasn't successful. And by the way, that's where they stand, that there was something like 800 pounds of uranium that was trucked out of where they bombed, and that they might not even have reached the sort of the uranium enrichment center. So it's not even wrong. So it's like, is he just asking the press to not ask questions, which, by the way, would be extremely dangerous? So this is where we start to see a real riff with a Fox News reporter, which honestly makes me wonder, did they have like some personal beef with each other?
Satellite photos that showed more than a dozen trucks there 2 days in advance. Are you certain none of that highly enriched uranium was moved?
Of course, we're watching every single aspect, but Jennifer, you've been about the worst. The one who misrepresents the most intentionally what the president says. I'm familiar.
Report about the ventilation shafts on Saturday night, and in fact, I was the first to describe the B-2 bombers, the refueling, the entire mission with great accuracy.
She said, I reported this with great accuracy. That's a journalist's way of saying, go F yourself.